Rob Inman. Rob In.
Robinman.
Rob Inman. All right, so I'm waiting to see if we're going live.
I'm the co-host, CoCo.
CoCo Kachu.
I'm the Walrus. I'm the Eggman.
Okay, so I think I'm live on my... I guess I'm live on the original Gamers. I don't even remember what page I'm streaming to. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share this out real quick so we have it in a few places.
Oh, it's an OS9 game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Under duress. No.
We're getting serious here.
Yeah, it was actually one of the first games that you could actually it had a utility to where you can put it on a hard drive.
That's right.
But I think it was the most underrated game. It was very difficult because people didn't quite understand it.
Yeah, it's a little intimidating, but I gotta get myself into it. Hopefully, it can be added to ease of use soon.
Yep.
Once we get the VDG stuff set up, and by we I mean Curtis.
Yeah, right. We just got a share. That's nice. That was a notification of me sharing. And I'll share it in the I'm a Coconut group. All right. So I believe we have shared it out. We are going to let the world know. Terry Steggy is here. Hello, Terry Steggy.
I played this game, but I don't remember anything about it.
All right. So we're here. All right. So some of you guys are also able to let people in the call. All right. So this is what we're going to do. Since we spent a little bit of time playing what I'd call an inspirational game, Waterfall, last night, and it did feature the speech and sound cartridge, I thought, well, let's play some more games that take advantage of the speech and sound cartridge, and this is one of them. Interbank Incident for OS9. Now we have Richard Lorbieski.
Thank you. Yes,
Richard,
you're too kind, and thank you.
Richard is a self-proclaimed aficionado of Interbank Incident. So since I've just started, Richard, why don't you help me out here and tell me what to do?
Need to go into the bookstore.
So how do I do that? I click on the foot
to
walk?
Foot to walk. Okay, and then just go click on the doors. There's a couple of ways you can do this.
Okay.
Let's see, then it goes there.
Inside.
So you want to talk to her, so you click talk, and then you click on her.
She says, my friend stayed in the next room, but vanished suddenly.
My friend stayed in the next room, but vanished suddenly.
Okay, so when you talk to these people, either it's usually some kind of small talk where it'll say, hi, what's your sign, or nice weather we're having, or some... But this sounds like a clue.
My friend stayed in the next room, but vanished suddenly. Can I talk to her again for more information?
She says, my friend stayed in the next room, but vanished suddenly.
Okay, starting to sound like a broken
Okay,
record.
so that means that's a clue, so just keep that in mind then.
This is Agatha. She has worked in this bookstore for many years. Her specialty is murder mysteries.
Ooh.
A computerized cash register. It is connected directly to the bank and debits your account instantly.
Oh, clear.
Instantly.
Yeah, so
it debits my account instantly.
Instantly. So you could buy a book. So what you can do is use your credit.
Specialty bookstore. Almost any book can be bought here for the right price.
So would I hit hand and click on book?
No, what you do is click on credit card down at the bottom.
Okay.
Hand her the card.
I'm trying to.
Okay, do the hand.
Do the hand.
Card.
Card.
Oops, nope, sorry, wrong way. do it again. Hand, grab the card. Okay, do the pointing finger.
The pointing finger.
And the card.
At the card?
And hand it in her.
Agatha takes your money and gives you a book.
Agatha takes my money and gives me a book. Let's see what we got here. Can I look at it
Sure.
first?
Stevie, are you getting more artifact colors by using the CoCo VGA?
This is not the CoCo VGA. This is composite.
Oh, looks like more colors than 4.
Well, it is. It is. It's using the dithering effect.
Okay.
It is a book about plumbing.
It is a book about plumbing.
Okay, so that's another clue. So it's a plumbing book. I'm not going to spoil it, but anyway. So you could.
Okay, I want to hold on one second. I need to fix something. What I need to fix here right now is the fact that, well, maybe I have the wrong adapter. I'm getting this mono, and I'm only hearing it in one ear, and it's bothering me. So I need to see if I can get a little Y combiner splitter adapter thingy to put 2 into 1 or something. I know I've got doohickeys for that. All right, well, we'll play this for a few minutes, but I do want to spend some time looking at all the different games that take advantage of the speech sound cartridge. This one only takes advantage of speech. And I think that was the case for the majority of the games. Only a few games use music and sound.
Not necessarily this one. This one also has sound effects, but they're kind of cheesy. And it goes through the sound.
Okay, I didn't play it enough to remember. I remember playing it, but... Alright, I don't know if I can find the Y adapter coupler splitter thing, so I'm going to have to live with the fact that this is coming through mono, even though it bothers me.
Thank you. Yes, you're too kind, and thank you.
Alright, what next? So I've got a book. We've looked at her. She says that somebody next door has disappeared. What about this little cat thing right here? Can I look at that?
Specialty bookstore. Almost any book can be bought here for the right price.
Oh, by the way, so Andrew has just joined. All right, so Andrew John Bodner, just so you know, what I'm doing right now is I'm quality control testing the speech sound versions that I will be mailing to you. That's the guy who won the contest and then when we gave away one on the air.
So anyway,
he had a story about teaching his nephew and niece.
Yes, you're too kind. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
So let's just go ahead and get out of there. So hit the tennis shoe.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to give you limited choice. Yeah, you can only go one way. So you go
left. So left.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're back.
So go ahead and click on the tennis shoes again.
Thank you. Yes, you're too kind, and thank you.
Now I can go left, right,
yeah,
or back.
you go either way. We'll just walk around.
All right, so we'll go to the right. Oh, so this does make sound.
Yep.
I am hearing the sound of water, I guess.
Yeah, or the wind. So, yeah, you're in front of the Seattle Art Museum. Now, some of the things you can do, you could use the hand to search for things. There's nothing in this area. So go ahead and hit the tennis shoe. We're gonna walk. We're gonna walk into the museum.
Can you guys hear the sound?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go forward. Oh, look at that! This looks like Nick Marota's hairstyle.
Yeah. So you could do like.
It's Afro.
I'll get my red hat.
You can examine the statues. You know.
A priceless sculpture donated by the local Interbank branch. Please do not touch.
Ooh, that's a clue. Don't touch.
Expensive painting on exhibit here called the Old Bridge.
And you can click on the door.
Used by authorized personnel only.
And you could try going into that door, so you can hit the tennis shoe.
Okay, try hitting the hand. No, this one says don't touch. Okay, so I tried just to walk.
Yeah, well, hit the hand again.
Oh, you can't switch, huh?
And then hit the door.
Come here.
Nothing happened. So I had to touch it.
Come on.
Is a finger? Can I point at
Sure.
it? Well,
Okay, well, another thing you could do is...
Thank you. Yes, you're too kind, and thank you.
Can you
What's
click
that
on the
now?
tennis shoe?
click on the tennis shoe and kick it.
Yep. So click on the tennis shoe. Click on the hand.
The hand?
And then click and click on the door.
No.
I can't see the screen. Hang on.
I tried all that crap. That
Okay,
doesn't
hit
seem
the
to work.
do the hand.
Hand. Okay.
Can sing, touch
On
it.
the hand.
Then the gun. Oh, not the gun. I'm sorry. The tennis shoe.
The tennis shoe. It's not letting me click on that.
Okay. Do it again.
Hand or pointer?
Try the tennis shoe again.
Tennis shoe.
Then the
And then what?
finger.
The finger.
No, it won't do that. Now do the door.
Nothing appears to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, try. That's because sometimes you can click a combination of things.
Nothing appears to happen.
So you either so there's nothing there. So
Nothing appears to happen.
Okay, so I can't kick that.
okay, so go ahead and get out of there. So just hit the
Yeah,
tennis
this place
shoes.
sucks.
Go
This
left.
place
You try
sucks.
touching the statue?
Crap. I did. Alright, so I can go back or
Back.
forward?
Back to the
Alright.
bookstore. So tissue, go left. That should take you to the farmer's market. Okay.
Oh,
So talk to the bum.
is that who it is?
Handled
Is that political?
handler looking for a handout.
Panhandler. Yeah, bum is a little politically incorrect nowadays. Although that could describe half of us on the panel right now.
You're new around here, aren't you?
You're new around here, aren't you? Okay.
So
Now, all I have is a credit card. Does he take debit? Does he have a Square reader?
no,
Did we have
he didn't
Square
have a
readers
swipe.
and PayPal?
But
back
if
then?
you had money, he would. If you have a coin or something, he would take it. Sometimes he'll give you something, but you don't have anything. So
Okay.
click on the tennis shoe, and you're gonna go
I can
forward.
go
No,
back.
forward.
Forward. That's going to take me into
You're
the
gonna
market.
go to the market. You're gonna meet the butcher guy. Okay.
There's something
Yep.
on the ground here. What the hell
It
is
is
that?
a picture postcard.
Well, let's get it.
And examine it.
It is a picture
How
postcard.
do you? Oh, that's. Oh, I see. The examine is different than the eyeball.
Okay.
Nothing's
Do the hand.
Oh, you gotta drop it before you can
No.
drop it?
Do the finger. Eye. Examine. There you go.
Finger eye, he said.
Finger.
Yeah.
It reads, I have acquired the payroll and am proceeding as planned.
MC. I have
Ooh.
acquired the payroll and am proceeding as
Okay.
planned.
So that's another clue. Okay. Now go ahead and talk to the butcher.
He says, hey, you're a secret agent, aren't you? Nice disguise.
Well, let's do something. If that guy's going to act like that,
A small plate of fish so fresh that some of them are still alive.
Dave's obviously-
go to the finger,
Okay.
the hand, the gun.
Wow.
Crap.
You look very threatening.
Now you're threatening. Now go ahead and talk. See what happens.
Oh
Oh,
my goodness.
that's right. A little
He
pressure.
says, I'm kind of busy. Can you come back later?
Now sometimes you could do that to some of these characters, and they will get scared and tell you a clue. But apparently he doesn't.
Doesn't sound very
And you don't
appreciative.
have cash. You could try to hand him a credit card. He'll tell you. Go ahead and do. You have to do the.
So I kind of sucks. You should just be able to point to
Sorry,
the object.
cash only.
So he's Canadian. He said sorry.
Sorry, eh?
Okay, so
Sorry,
you're
Castle.
gonna have to give him cash to get some fish, which is $5, but nothing to do there. Go back.
And that
And-
fish is like 35 years old.
Yep. Tennis shoes again, because you're
Hey, Hugo.
Hey,
How are you?
right.
Back?
Right.
Right?
Ooh, we
this
got
is
a
new
knife.
location. Oh, there's a dagger.
Look at the
Can you
effects
pull
of the
the
wind
poster?
blowing.
can we pull the poster or it's already
We'll
done?
find out.
Outside the famous Pitfall apartment
Oh,
building
well.
near the Pike Place Market.
Thank you. Yes,
this
you're too
sign.
kind, and thank
Yeah, if you want to read that,
They
click
were
on
sign of some kind.
exam, and then click on the sign.
Examine and then click on the sign.
Are you able to save the game at?
Oh, no parking. Oh, it zooms
Yep.
in.
Yeah,
That's
some
cool.
some of these areas you can zoom in on it, and it'll do that. See. Okay, so you could try to go through the doors, but both doors are locked. Both of them have separate keys, by the way, and I'll give you spoilers on this one. This is one of the locations that a hideout could exist.
Okay. All right. Well, we're not going to this actually I wouldn't mind doing a time where we actually do a playthrough of the game. But let's not do the playthrough of the game tonight. What we've just done is we're going to look at a handful of games that actually take advantage of the Tandy speech and sound cartridge. And this is one of them. And this is the Interbank incident that was released by Spectral Associates. It came on 3 floppy disks and ran under OS 9. Was it level 1 still? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was
I don't
level
remember.
1.
Level 1. And one of the first games for the CoCo that was designed to actually let you copy it and run it off of a hard drive even. So you didn't have to flip floppies. All right, so to get out of here, do I have to hit reset twice to get out of OS 9? Okay, so reset twice will get me back to CoCo SDC. Okay, so I found one list of games for the SDC.
SSC?
I found SSC, yes, speech sound cartridge. So this was on CoCopedia, and hopefully somebody knows of some more. So there's one called Adventure in Mythology. I don't know if I have that game, but we'll look and see if I have it on my CoCo SDC. What would it be called? Adventure in Mythology. How do you frickin'? It would start with adventure, right?
Who knows? Could be methodology.
Yeah. A myth, ambush, android attack. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Okay, so then we have F-16 assault, Galagon, Gantlet,
Yeah.
Gold Runner 2. I don't know how high this one goes. This one goes to okay. So Galagon supposedly took advantage of this. Let's find out.
I don't remember that.
That's I don't either. Press button to start game. I don't know. Now this is a hacked game, so I don't know. But it doesn't seem like there's speech sound cartridge on here right now.
No.
All right, so that might be fake news right there.
No, actually, they could have. You know, the sound cartridge also had sound effects as well. So that's probably taking advantage of sound effects.
Oh, so far it doesn't seem like.
Yeah, it does. It's not all that impressive, but
Well, this doesn't sound any different than the original. It's using that. Man, I'm trying to get the colors right in this capture price. Looks like the greens are weird, right? It's really loud. Is it loud?
Yeah, it's a little loud.
Alright, I'll lower it in just a second. I'm trying to get the blues and greens right. They just don't seem right. No, it's it's gonna have to look that way. All right, let me lower the sound a little bit. Is that better?
Yes.
All right. I can't seem to make the blues bluer, but you guys
It's
know
okay.
what CoCo blue looks like. Yeah. Okay. So, this one doesn't seem to really do much. So we'll go on to the next one. Gantlet. Supposedly, we know Gana Bwana did. Do you want to take a look at Gantlet?
I think Gantlet did. I think I remember Gantlet using it. Gana Bwana does for sure. Pitfall 2 would be another one to try.
I upgraded to 64K and purchased a Sweetsound cartridge to play Gana Bwana.
Gana Bwana. Press reset if the screen is blue. Press enter if screen is red. Well, it's kind of green. Okay. Do you have radio spec? Okay. Press space to select players. Okay. Keyboard control wizard. All right, that's
Wizard
fine.
is about to die.
Start game. Level 1.
Can you escape my mazes?
There we go. Did you hear him say, "Can you escape my mazes"?
Yep.
Okay. And wow, this is... that was good. That was good.
Sounds like the girl from the bookstore.
He's supposed to say that. You're supposed to say, "Save keys to open doors." Oh no, don't shoot the food. Okay. All right, I want to turn it up just a little bit. That was good. Okay. All right, so we've seen Gantlet. Gantlet uses the speech sound pack, and it does speech. Does not appear to do any sound. Let me try one more time to see if I can adjust the hue of this color just a little bit. It's supposed to be like a sky blue.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting those colors, so I don't know if that... And this is coming from a composite mod. And here it's looking orange. This is... I don't know, it's kind of teal colored, right?
Yeah.
It's not really that sky blue.
No, it's going more greenish.
Yeah, so... Saturation needs to come... Okay, okay, so saturation is the brightness and hue is kind of like the tint.
Well, that was... There's a grayish blue there for a sec.
Yeah, so if I lower the saturation... I don't know, I'm not getting a good blue here. Whatever.
It's okay.
You guys know what it's supposed to look like. All right, so that was Gantlet. Gantlet, okay, whatever.
Gantlet.
Gantlet's Gantlet, right? So we'll go back. So what's the next game on the list? Gana Bwana. We know that one works, right?
Yep.
And that one actually plays music. So how would they have that one in there? G Bwana?
It might be under Ghana. Ghana. Ghana.
There we go. Now, because there's been different versions of Gana throughout history to work on CoCo 1, 2, and 3, I've got 3 different versions on here. One of these will hopefully work. Yeah, F16 is definitely one. We'll do that one next.
Who's Steve?
F16. I'm sorry, was somebody?
Yeah, who's Steve York?
Oh, you know, he's no Nick Marentes, I'll tell you that much.
He made 1 or 2 games for the CoCo, I seem to recall.
Okay, this one does not appear to be doing anything, so we'll have to try a few other Gantlets. Or Gana Bwanas. Alright, so we'll try new boot bass. Syntax error in 150. Screw you. I might not have a frickin' version of Gana Bwana that works.
Yeah, I haven't tried running it off the I haven't tried running that yet off the PC.
And I might just have some weird copies of the game.
Do you have the STC image from the archive?
No.
Oh.
No, I've just got a random collection of SDC stuff I've gotten over the years. So A through H. All right, so we'll try Gana again. All right, new boot. That's the one that gave me the syntax error, right? Okay, this one definitely did not work. Let's try Bwana bin. Yeah, that one's screwing up. I don't know. I might not have a working version of Gana freaking.
Did you try disk 3 already?
Yeah, disk 3 was the one that gave me that text loading screen and didn't go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
And then disk 1 is the one that gave me a syntax error.
I'd be interested to see what that line was that you were getting a syntax error on.
Yeah, it's probably just the code getting corrupted by the loading something.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll try that. New boot bass. Yeah, list 150. Next I something 32.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh, that would be a CoCo 3 version. That's probably the width command. You running on the CoCo 2 right now?
Yeah. Are you using an RGB monitor? No.
It's probably got CoCo 3 commands interspersed. Why?
Program's screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is something that's trying to hack it to run on the CoCo 3, and I'm not on the CoCo 3. So I might not be able to play Gana Bwana. All right, so we're going to do F16.
Thank you. Yes, you're too kind, and thank you.
Hey, Luciano. F16. All right, so we're going to try F16. This one did pretty good sound effects, like the white noise of the bombs falling and stuff, right? Press, if the screen is blue, press enter. If the screen is red, press reset.
It's more of a salmon. There you go.
Do you have a speech packet?
Activated. Press enter to begin.
Okay, so it talks.
Get ready.
And get ready. Okay.
Oh, I remember this game.
Okay. Yeah, these are good. So these are. That little explosion sound is coming from the speech sound pack. It's
Yeah.
not back sound. So this is actually using sound effects. It's using the noise channel and doing a halfway decent job.
Yeah.
I love this game when it first came out, man. This was one of the most impressive things I've seen on a CoCo 1 or 2, you know? I mean, it's such smooth scrolling.
Yeah.
Sounds like now, see, that was a pretty heavy duty explosion sound there. Almost sounds like clowns and balloons. You know, when you pop the balloons and clowns and balloons when the bombs are falling.
It does.
See, now they're shooting up. That's white noise there. Yeah, this is probably one of the few games that actually use good sound.
But now you can almost see why Tandy didn't upgrade the cartridge for the CoCo 3, because the CoCo 3 can do these kind of sounds very easily.
Well, that's a relative statement. You can use an assembly and IRQs and multitasking the DAC with your code, yes, but it's nothing beats having a sound. Just got
The
really.
CoCo 3.
Here's
The
why you're
CoCo 3
wrong.
couldn't do the music, though.
Here's why I'm wrong. Yeah, why did Tandy do that? Why did Tandy do that in the CoCo? All right, so this is giving you a good idea of a game that uses good sound. Have we heard enough, or do you want to hear some more? I don't think we're going to hear anything different than we've already heard. The popping and crashing and exploding.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
I haven't gotten this far before.
Well, this one's been cracked by Mr. X, so I can play forever. Yeah, that sounds just like flying on balloons. When you hit a helicopter, it sounds like a balloon popping. Balloon pop.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I mean the quintessential game for this that played music was Pitfall 2, which we'll get to.
Yes, that was the best.
Yeah, it was good, but it was great. But as good as it was a soundtrack that once you heard it, you've heard it. You know, it's like, oh, this is great, and oh, it's still going.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, so. All right,
That's
so
true.
on my list, Alan Huffman has joined us. Hey, Alan, how are you? All right, so Galagon, Gantlet, Gana Bwana. I can't run Gold Runner. Do we want to try Gold Runner? I don't know if it's going to make sound effects, but it probably talks, right?
I think it talks.
Was this one that was done by Chet Simpson, or was this a DICOM? I don't remember the ones that Chet did.
Can't tell you.
Gold Run. All right, we're going to find out. Press reset if the screen is blue.
Too fast.
All right. I wonder if I can do this. I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to try to adjust the hue of the color here. And if I can't get the blue right, maybe I can get the orange right. I mean, that seems to be like that's as close to our CoCo orange as we're going to get, right?
Ooh.
That was kind of the orange there.
There you
right?
go.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Mm.
Now, if I adjust the hue, let's see, now we're going in the wrong direction. Now it's kind of purple, right? I mean, that's as good as it's going to get.
I'm surprised. These are NTSC artifact colors. So eventually, you should get to the orange.
Yeah, but what it is, I'm coming through a composite mod on this CoCo, and it might be out of calibration.
Okay.
You know, I'm making it brighter now, so the orange maybe looks more orangey.
When I use Ed Snyder's device, eventually I'll get to the orange or blue, but I will get these colors as well.
Yeah, well, this is a 30-year-old mod on
All
a
right.
30-year-old CoCo. This is not using modern technology by any means.
Thank you. Yes,
right.
you're too
Well,
kind.
we're gonna
and
try
thank
this.
you.
All right. Do you have a color computer speech sound cartridge? Yeah. Ooh, this is Tom Mix. Hey, Amigos Retro Gaming just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, Amigos. All right. Okay, so this was not the Chet Simpson or the DICOM. This is Tom Mix. Oh, this is Dave Dies though. So this is kind of like a DICOM game. Just happened to be for Tom Mix. I wonder if this is before he started DICOM products. Hard to say. All right, we'll just try this for
Prisoner is escaping. Don't let him
Prisoner
escape.
is escape.
Oh, I played this game a lot.
Escape.
We'll
Okay.
get you.
We'll get you. No, you won't. Hey, Amigos Retro Gaming, how are you?
It's only aim that you have been captured.
Okay. So this one does, I just almost fell in my own hole. That's what she said.
We'll get
So,
you.
all
You have been
Oh.
captured.
right. Okay. So this one does talk quite a bit in the game. But again, what I recall, most of you know what would be good? Like a Berserk style game. This is the perfect voice for a Berserk.
Yeah.
Intruder alert. Now, probably,
You cannot escape.
probably one of those ones is one of the invisible ones you would fall through, right? I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played this game. So this one does do a lot of speaking. I think when you try to walk across, you fall through a hidden spot. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
It's only a matter of time before we get you.
Whatever you say there, nutsack. All right. Oh, and that one just kind of made me fall.
It's only a matter of time before we get you.
All right, I got one more to get. And when you get the last one, it opens up. So I wonder what he says when you clear the screen. This kind of reminds me of Berserk. Capture him, we'll get you. Intruder alert, intruder alert. Is that the oh, so one of these guys must have one.
Yeah. That's right. Too many.
We'll get you. Capture him.
And it's not you.
Capture him.
Somebody else.
You cannot escape. We'll get you. The escape
Thank you
ladder
there,
is
Theodore.
now present.
The escape ladder is now present. You can now escape. Watch me, guys. Watch this. Okay. You have escaped. Okay, so that was Gantlet by, oh, not Gantlet. This was Gold Runner. So Gold Runner, now Gold Runner 2 also supposedly does it. So let's take a look at Gold Runner 2.
Gold Runner 2.
Twice the gold, twice the running.
Gold Runner 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Run harder.
Gold Runner 2, run harder. Alan Huffman, are you there? Alan, do you copy? Can you read us?
Alan is in the sub-ether.
He is muted.
Somewhere in the sub-ether.
He said we are muted, so he's either with somebody or he's a prince.
Or he's
Alan,
been
so
muted.
somebody,
medically.
But he said we.
Unmute all. I have just unmuted everybody unless somebody has intentionally muted themselves. Okay.
Okay.
No, I've hit unmute all.
Alan.
So nobody's been intentionally muted. Okay. So we're gonna look for Gold Runner 2.
Everything's intentional.
Okay. Hey, Alan.
So now he's muted again.
Everything's intentional. Everything is awesome. So what did we do? We did gold. Was it Gold Run?
Gold Run, yeah.
Gold Run. GR2 might be it.
Yeah, Alan's muted again. It's gotta be.
And he's muting himself then. That's fine.
Yeah.
Do you have a color computer speech sound cartridge? Yeah. Push reset if the screen is blue. Press enter when ready. Gold Runner 2 by Dave Dies Again. Okay. The sequel.
Alert,
Wow.
alert. The prisoner is
Alert, alert.
escaping. Don't let
The
him
prisoner
escape.
is escaping. Don't let him escape. There's a lot more things to pick up. There's a lot more.
We'll get you.
Okay. Other than that, looks like pretty much the same game.
It's
Okay.
only a matter of time before we get you.
Okay.
It's only a matter of time before we get you.
Reminds me of Megabug. We getcha! Alright.
You
That would be funny
cannot
if it said that,
escape.
right?
Have you gotten caught
You
yet?
cannot escape.
Or does it laugh at you or something to get caught or nothing?
We'll get you.
What was the question?
Capture
Have you
him.
been captured at all yet?
Not yet, no. Alright, so this was pretty much more of the same. Alright, we're moving on to a new game. That was Gold Runner 2. Okay, as we go through the list of games that support the Tandy speech and sound cartridge, we have found a few. The Interbank Incident. Okay, Keys of the Wizard. I don't know if I have that game. Karate Kid, Kino, Killer, Clendathu, King Tut. Would it be under maybe K Wizard, Kung Fu? No. Keys, King. What's it called? Keys of the Wizard. So I don't have that in my list. Okay, so next on the list would be Lansford Mansion. Do I have that? I don't even know what the hell that is. Lansford Mansion.
I've never heard of that one.
So, neither have I. Okay. So then on the list is Magic of Xanth. Magic, I've got a Magic game. I don't know if this is it or not. This is Magic Bass. I don't know if this is possibly not, but let's. Oh, it's gonna read our line. Oh, you just got one, amigos. That's cool. All right, let's try ESP for 500, please, Alex. Think of a number between 0 and 30. Okay. I'm gonna say I'm thinking of the number 11. This one goes to 11. Okay. What are we doing here? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Is your number in column 1?
Hey, Steve?
This is BS.
It appears that only the hosts and co-hosts are unmuted and everybody else is muted. And I tried unmuting myself, and I can't unmute anybody. And I tried unmuting Alan, and I couldn't. Now John is unmuted.
Okay.
Alan and Hugo are still muted.
I don't know why.
So.
No, I was unmuted eventually.
Oh, okay.
I'm staying silent because I'm amazed.
Okay. Now it's just Alan.
Are you being sarcastic, Hugo?
Yeah, I must take exception to you, Hugo, criticizing the F-16 game or whatever that was. I thought they were fantastic sound effects.
Yeah, they were quite good. But...
No, it did sound like a balloon popping, but
they were nice. When your plane explodes, actually, that's a nice explosion. I like it. Oh, cool.
If it's the game I'm thinking about, it has really nice graphics.
This game is incredible. I mean, the animation is very fluid. The 3D effects are nice.
I like the way the island you zoom in towards the island as you go.
Yeah. It looks like the only thing Pegasus did was add speech. The sound still sounds like DAC sound to me because I'm still hearing the joystick kind of noise.
Yeah.
And, sometimes a good DAC is better than a bad hardware sound.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So Pegasus did not do anything extra other than add speech. And that's when I think there were some Frogger games too. I felt really ripped off when I bought a game for the speech sound cartridge and all they did was add speech because that's just lame, you know?
Does it look like Pitfall 2 was the only one that ever used it to play background music?
Pitfall and Gana Bwana.
Oh, yeah.
Gana Bwana was only one voice music.
Have you tried the Pitfall 2 yet? Tonight?
Not yet. No, I'm kind of going through alphabetically.
Amigos Retro Gaming just got an SSC last night, so they like the timing of this.
That's cool. So that.
Where did you get it from?
What is it? Gold Runner, Interbank Keys, Pegasus, Pitfall, and then Space Wreck. All right, so we'll go to Pitfall too. This one we know what it's going to do, which is good. Don't get me wrong. This was like a flagship product for.
Gold Runner 2 on the move. I think I was so happy we had music, I didn't care that it was repetitive.
Yeah. I am noticing that I'm having some weird anomalies with some things not loading, and I don't know if it's because I'm going through the CoCo SDC or I've got some bad images that I've just had forever. Like this one here just says loading program forever. Never gets any further.
You've waited until the end of time to determine that it takes forever?
Mostly. I waited till about 5 minutes.
Oh my god, I'm speechless.
Or infinity equals 5.
Yeah. Infinity minus 2. Yeah, it's just kind of sitting here.
Yeah.
I don't think this should take this long. All right, so I think I've had this problem once before trying to load this up, but I will switch to a different. I've got 2 different versions of this. I'm probably gonna have to update some stuff on my SD card. I might have some whacked out stuff. These are all BIMs, so I don't even understand this one. Pitfall 1 disc, and then I have this one here that's called Plomem, Phi High, Phi Low. I don't even understand that. Is that even the right thing?
No, I don't.
I don't know. I don't even wonder how that shit come from. I don't even know. I'm curious. Let's load
P
this
high,
crap
P
up.
high, low. Pitfall high, and pitfall high, low.
I have no idea what this
Pitfall
thing is doing.
2, because it had to be on a 512K machine to play it, I bet.
I don't
know what.
It's like a static effect.
This thing is erasing my hardware. It's flashing the firmware of my CoCo. It's disintegrating my system. I've been hacked.
You're gonna boot up in a Commodore Basic.
Looks like Super Pitfall.
All right, so
2.
no, this is just Pitfall 2 for CoCo 1 and 2. It was a 64K game.
Yeah, except the Super Pitfall 2 had the multiple files like that, low memory, high memory, or something. Because the original, unless that's some kind of weird cracked version, the original Pitfall was just load and go.
Okay, so the last one on the list that I have on my list, unless anybody's got a better list of speech sound packs, is a game called Space Wreck. I might not even have that. So I have Space War, Space Race, Space D. I want to say, how do we get back 1 on this? Is it shift up to get to the top? I want to say there was a Frogger game that did it too. I don't remember which one, but I could have sworn there was a freaking Frogger.
Would it be the one from Hot Cocoa, Croaker?
No, I want to say it was a commercial one. We'll try a few different Froggy games. Frogger or Froggy or Frog Trek. I'm not sure, but let's just try Frogger.
Frog Trek.
Nope, it's not that one.
Pretty good music, though.
Yeah, that's hardware. That's actually good. That's DAC.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I need to lower the brightness on this. This is not okay. So it wasn't that Frogger. That was the officially licensed Frogger by Cornsoft. All right, so then we have Froggy.
Welcome to Froggy.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so of course now it's using DAC music.
1 or 2 players.
So this one, of course, the colors are wrong. Okay.
1 or 2 players.
Okay, so this one added speech only.
Get ready.
Yeah, this is normal. So yeah, I just remember being super duper disappointed getting games that supposedly supported speech and sound and only added speech. This is still normal. So this is really a really terrible hack of a game that's using normal CoCo sound, and they added speech that does nothing to the game. You just hearing a robot voice say "get ready."
Yeah.
Even back then, that wasn't impressive. That wasn't impressive in the 80s.
Even the voice that was added, it was kind of like lame.
Yeah. So I do remember feeling robbed about that. All right, so I've gone through the list that I found on CoCopedia. Does anybody know of any other list I can go to find games that support it? Because I know there's a few more, and I remember one of them being some type of castle-looking game. But I have a list here of games that I don't have on my CoCo SDC either. So anybody know where else I can go to look for a list of speech sound pack games? And if not, we can just go back to play some more Interbank Incident, because that seems like the only thing that really works that's worth enjoying.
Well, Pitfall 2 would have been nice, but you don't. That one doesn't.
Pitfall 2 would have been nice, but I don't have one that's compatible with my CoCo SDC setup.
So of those, I'd say the F16 was pretty cool. The
yeah.
Interbank is cool.
Interbank is probably the best bet. That
Pitfall 2 is cool, even from memory.
Yeah, I can't get it to work though.
No, that's okay. I'm just
you're going through
the ones that are worth it. The ones that the speech sound pack enhanced.
Okay. Module Man by Spectral is what Curtis says. Okay, we'll look for that. Curtis Boyle chiming in there. Thank you, Curtis Boyle.
Curtis Boyle.
And if all it does is says Module Man and does nothing else, Curtis, you're going to get a beat down.
Hey, you're showcasing everything that uses the SSC. You didn't say if it uses it extensively.
I have to move the joystick back. Ooh, what is
Matrixy.
This?
Yeah. That's fast.
Enter the Matrix. Module Man, license to XXXXXXX. Is this the one that was kind of a castle look? Yeah, this is the castle looking one. Okay, so this is the king. Oh, I just shot him. Hey, sorry, dude. Sorry. Do I have certain number of... I remember there was a beating I shall likely receive then. Curtis.
20 lashes. 20 lashes with a floppy disk.
Ouch.
Ouch. Oh, that's funny. Okay, he does say more than just Module Man. He says, ouch. You son of a bitch. You can't just jump straight up on the ladder. You got to get it diagonally. All right.
That's a playability thing.
Oh. It changes graphics modes. Oh, Battleship on ease of use uses it, Curtis says. Can you take falling damage?
Ouch.
Son of bitch, I tried shooting. Die, shithead bird.
The RS-DOS Battleship clone doesn't, right?
Okay, do I want to kill those guys? I don't think I need to kill those guys. They're not going to do anything worthwhile. Okay, I guess I can't go through all doors. Okay, can't go through that door. Module Man. This is the game I was thinking about. I did remember something that had kind of like a castle. Module Man. How do you open doors? How do you activate a door? Just speech, though. I don't think it... Okay. I don't know what door I need to go back out through. Unless you have to kill all the bad guys before you can leave the room, Curtis, you know?
That's what I was thinking.
So maybe you have to. Did you kill the heron? Ken Reichert wants to know. Did you kill the heron? I think I did. I touched it a little too hard. Son of biscuit.
Oh!
Ouch, I just took fell too far. That was like a Donkey King moment there where you fell all the way through all the rivets and didn't pop any of them. Okay, so I guess I have to kill these jerkwads.
Can you fire up?
Probably. Oh, can I fire up?
Push the joystick up or down to open a door? If Curtis is asking.
I don't know. I tried that though. Let me go back to the door. Okay, I'm right in the middle. Up and down doesn't seem to work. Okay, let me put my joystick on. Take it off the loosey-goosey here. Let me get in a corner because this is a deluxe joystick. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying. Okay, now I'm spring-loaded at least. Okay. No, and that didn't seem to work. So I wonder if I have to kill everybody in the room. Okay. Now that I've killed everybody in the room, will one of these bloody frickin' doors open? Down? Pushing down doesn't do anything.
Maybe a keyboard key like spacebar or enter.
I mean, it's a joystick game. You shouldn't have to do that. I don't know. I'm going to walk over to this door.
You have to time your shot to when you are. That's all I recall.
I don't know what the hell to do here. I'm gonna go down to that bottom door. I don't know. I'm jumping. I'm moving up and down. Okay, down doesn't do shit. Okay. Why should I have to jump up in the air to open a frickin' door? That part I don't understand. I wonder if I can just leave without going through a door. Oh yeah, pushing up on that one works.
Ouch.
You dipshit. Alright, so the diagonal acceptance of this really sucks. Okay. Oh, this has got a key.
Which would probably
There's all kinds
open one of
crap here
those
to pick up.
doors.
Why can I not get the key? It says I'm carrying nothing. Curtis, you're little to no help, but that's for you, so. These things here are like, we got frickin' turtles and tanks and all kinds of shit here. Okay, what is this thing here? Okay, that just lets me pick it up. Those doors don't want to open.
Those are red doors. The other ones were blue, and the key is green. So you probably have to kill those things first, then retrieve the green key, and then find green doors to go through to get the red and blue.
Ouch, they knocked me down. Curtis, I've tried pushing the stick every which direction. Down is doing jack shit. Up is doing jack shit. Alright, well, so far we have it saying, Module Man, get ready, and ouch.
Ouch.
So, I mean, ouch.
Ouch. Ouch.
Son of a bitches, you need to die.
Ouch. Game over.
Okay.
Wake
up. Shitty game. Wake
Please
up.
input
Game
your
over.
initials.
LCB for Alright. Module Man was one. That wasn't on this list here. I don't know what the hell Lansford Mansion is. I can't get Pitfall 2 to work. Wild West and Wizard's Castle. I don't know if I have those. We'll look under the W's. Wild West and Wizard's Castle. Let's see if we have those. If not, I'm running out of options. And it's probably going to be going back to the Interbank incident. I wish I could get... Okay, Waffles. Warehouse. Wacky Food. Wet T-shirt. That sounds inappropriate. Wizard's Castle, is that it? Was that on the list? Wizard's Castle. OS9 disc. Oh, another OS9 game that used a speech sound pack. Say it isn't so. Alright, Wizard's Castle by Spectral Associates. Do you have a Tandy speech pack?
Press enter if words are read. Otherwise, press space.
Yeah, we did Gatling 1 and 2.
Wizard's Castle version 1.2. Copyright 1985. Spectral Associates. Welcome to your ultimate challenge. Enter skill level 1, 2, or 3. You are at the entrance to the King's Castle. A path leads south. You see a rod in good condition. Very well. You are holding rod. It is small and is made of stone. You see nothing special. You see nothing special. You are at the entrance to the King's Castle. A path leads south. You see nothing. I don't understand that.
So this is a graphical text adventure.
I don't understand.
What's it called?
That.
Wizard's Castle.
Try a direction like N for north or...
I don't understand. You can't go that way.
It says
You are at
directions go
the
south.
entrance to... You are unable road, pass lead west, east, north, you very well. It is old and rusty.
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 Lead west, east, and north. Okay, so I just came from the south. Let's go east. Stop holding the rod.
That's why I was giggling over here.
Pass lead west, east, north, you see nothing. You are in Amble and
Can't stop being juvenile.
go that way. You are in Amble and field, pass lead west, north, you see nothing. You are standing outside a barn, pass lead west, east, you see nothing. You see nothing special. You see nothing special. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. You are standing outside a barn, pass lead west, east, you see nothing.
Go west again.
I don't under. You are in a barn, exit lead west, east, you see nothing.
You see nothing.
You see nothing special.
Go west again.
You are in a barn, exit lead west, east, you see very well. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. You see nothing special.
It's a very literal interpretation. Like, it doesn't look at the first few letters.
Yeah.
If you try to.
Usually exam is a good shortcut to examine. But...
Key, rod, and flint.
I don't understand. You are in a barn, exit lead west, east.
I can go west again. Okay.
Yeah, go west again.
You are in the blacksmith
Yeah,
shop, exit lead west, east. You see nothing.
I see a fireplace there.
Well, you probably got to come back here later to use the blacksmith shop to do something.
You are on a well-traveled road, pass lead south, west, east, north, you see nothing.
Interesting.
You are on a well-traveled road, pass lead south, east, you see nothing. You can't go that way. You are
well traveled, but it doesn't go very far.
You are on a well-traveled road. You are at the edge of a river, pass lead east, north, you see nothing. You are on the north side of a bridge, pass lead south, west, east, north, you see a lit. The only understandable word is say that this bridge was built by the Zap Gathered Construction Company.
Okay.
It's amazing how far speech has come.
Yeah.
Since these days.
You are on the north side of a bridge, pass lead south, west, east, north.
Let's go east. Let's go east some more. Alright, so we have no choice but to go north now.
It's actually no better than this voice synthesis from the 70s.
No, so basically this is a graphical / text adventure that they just added narration to.
Right.
Which is interesting. And again, if you put yourself in the mindset of this era, having speech was neat. It was still kind of a novelty, I think, and I guess it depends on how did the speech serve the game. And in this case here, it seems like the speech sound pack had only one voice, and it was metallic silent.
Yes.
It's like on the in television, the sound, you had inflections in the voice. It could change pitch and things.
Right.
I think supposedly this speech synth is capable of doing that. I'm not sure how many people have actually done that with it. So you get one voice, and it goes from 0 to annoying pretty quickly.
It seems that the developers were maybe a little lazy in adapting all the functionalities, or maybe had trouble figuring out how to fully take advantage of it. I don't know what was the quality of the documentation, if there were, example programs provided with it. If you don't have any good developers pack and framework, you cannot do much.
Yeah.
You spend days and weeks just trying to make it work a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably from a programming standpoint, when you're trying to put out a product, it's like, okay, how do I feed this thing a text file to read? And they don't go much beyond, controlling.
And that's probably one of the best, probably a good reason why most people only chose to do speech was the smallest barrier of entry. It was easier just to send bytes to the synthesizer and not have to worry about reading the state of sound. Because I know Tandy wanted you to go through this PIC to program the sound chip, the programmable interrupt controller, which was kind of like a coprocessor. And that was the preferred way, was to go through the PIC to talk to the sound chip. But that was really a middle management for the sound chip, from my understanding. And that turned some people off to using the sound, because you couldn't write directly to the chip. You had to go through the management chip to get to the sound chip. Now, supposedly, we now know that you can bypass the PIC, according to what Tim Lindner is saying, that you can change the mode of the PIC to let you write directly to the sound chip. But I don't think everybody knew that. And so that's probably why a lot of people didn't use sound, because it was just too complicated. And so it was just easy to throw bytes at the synthesizer and have it speak it out verbatim with the least amount of code possible.
You even notice that some words are mispronounced because of the way they're spelled, and they're just feeding them text without a phonetic version.
Right, without a format. Yeah, because that would require twice the amount of program code to have the printed versus the spoken text.
What's really straining about it is because it can't hit the intonation like a real person can. When it's reading text, especially, a long string of text, it kind of gets off cadence. And as a listener, you have to kind of strain to pick up on what it says. A lot of time, most of it, you're picking it up, what it's saying. But sometimes you have to be reading what it's actually saying to kind of catch what it's saying. So, as a matter of fact, the next version of iOS and macOS is going to have improved. They're going to be generating the voice from synthetically. They used to basically take little snippets of la, if, different sounds, and kind of paste them together to make words. But now they're going to be generating the entire voice from synthetically, so that they can control the intonation. And supposedly it's really, really, really improved, because Siri's good with short phrases, but if she reads a long chunk of text, especially if it's a lot of bigger words, she'll get off cadence. And with this new version, it looks like they're kind of starting to overcome that, which is really cool.
And by the way, I just read some documentation on the speech sound pack. Has anyone found the TRS-80 voice synthesizer, like the bigger box? That one is supposedly capable of outputting 60 phonemes, or 60 sounds. So instead of being limited to just letters, the 26 letters of the alphabet, you have variations and, a little more flexibility in what it can pronounce. Now, I'm still looking for the speech sound pack documentation. I want to see if it goes beyond 26 letters.
It's definitely
I'll look it up for you.
It's definitely phonemes, because I remember reading about that back in the day. I was really interested.
Thank you. Yes, you're too kind, and thank you.
But I think most of the programming never, because the thing came with the I'm not sure if it was built into the sound pack, or I think there was like a sample program that would feed text to it, and then it would speak it. And I don't think anyone ever went beyond that, because to create sounds by using each individual phoneme, you're talking about a lot more work than here, read this text file.
There's 63 allophones in the sound and speech pack.
Allophones.
Yeah. So there's 63.
Like and
yeah. Oi, I. Yeah, it's got a few in there, but the text to speech conversion, I think that's more the limitation. And in the manual, it lets you send, rather than just send text and let the software in the PIC chip interpret it, you can override that and send the allophones directly. So then you can try and customize it a bit more.
Okay. So when we start to play Interbank Incident, you can play one of a few characters. I don't know if Richard's still here. It doesn't look like he is. But Richard was saying every character has got different strengths and weaknesses, and some things work for some characters and some things don't work for others.
What game is this?
This guy here with the goober hat on. Okay, Alan Kramer has a sixth sense when it comes to danger. Though average in about every other way, he sure knows how to avoid trouble. All right.
So I missed the last 5 minutes. Sorry, I had to.
I'll just you're inquiring about the allophone.
I'm roasting a chicken and it started really.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of muddy there.
Before you go away, Hugo, I've got an answer for your allophone number of allophones. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, cool.
So go ahead and answer him now. I won't make any noise.
Okay. In the manual, that chip in the sound and speech cartridge has 64 allophones. Yeah.
I thought it was 64.
Okay, so by just filtering the words and replacing some common letter combinations, for example, OOT as oot, you could improve the quality of the voice output by an order of magnitude.
You can make it.
They didn't bother. You can also include a collection of short words with their phoneme transcription, because some of the shorter words in English are the least consistent from a phoneme or pronunciation standpoint. But they didn't bother to do that, even though it would have added just a few. Maybe a few hundred bytes of programming and lookup in their code. Someone that depends. Bright enough to provide a library for that would have been pretty cool.
The limitation is the software in the sound and speech for doing the text conversion. So when you send text to it, it does its best to whatever the algorithm is to convert it to allophones. But you can bypass it and turn that off and send the allophones that you want.
This is how it's actually done in most systems, and it's been like that for a long time.
Yeah.
You pre-interpret your words and you replace common letter combinations with the actual phoneme. And I guess it was just. I mean, these programmers they were not linguists, obviously. It can get pretty complex if you don't have good examples with the development kit. It's very sad.
I'm kind of surprised that at least one person out there didn't delve into that and do some actual decent programming of it. Like I said, it looks like most programmers just, fed the card text and said, here, read this. And the built-in feature isn't that great.
Let's start a GoFundMe to pay and send a speech sound pack to Simon, along with a kilogram of
He has one. He had it. He doesn't like it.
I'm pretty sure if you tell him that nobody's able to do anything decent with the speech sound pack,
I challenge you.
He will try.
I bet he likes GoFundMe accounts.
Yeah, it works for him.
You're talking different now. Someone's
Yeah.
going to pay you.
I could have sworn there was more, and I know there is. I had a list a long time ago that I've lost. Actually, you know what? Let me look in my old Google Drive for this, because I think Curtis and I know we tried going through a list a while ago, and I could have sworn I had more games. So let me just check
I think
my other Google Drive.
I think part of the issue was it was an add-on peripheral, so they know that only a few people have it, and they're not going to want to invest a lot of resources to support it. So they did like the easiest way to get stuff in without investing a whole lot of extra effort.
Right. The same thing with a lot of the games that quote support it. They support it to the point where, like when you get to
They can say yes,
Cartridge, there's a real simple basic program that feeds the text to the card and it just reads it the same as it does in those games. So they're just doing the same thing from within the game. They're just feeding text and saying, here, go ahead and read this in your crappy kind of way.
But if it was standard issue that every CoCo had one, then they might have been more incentivized to spend serious time with it. And,
or serious time developing better algorithms to read text fed to it. I mean, to do that, just write a better routine than what they did built into the card.
Yeah.
And if somebody really would have put a lot of effort into studying it and playing with it and finding ways to abuse it and whatnot, it could be done. It's just a matter of someone taking the time to do it.
Yeah.
But from the commercial side of it, that when it first came out, they're like, "Oh wow, everybody's going to support. We got to support voice in our game." So here, say Go West. Okay, we're done. We got
done.
It was easy.
Check the box on the back of the package.
Sports sound pack. You got it. Hack in some voice so we can put sound pack on the game, and then you wind up like Steve with buying a Frogger game and going, "Oh, what the hell's up with this?"
Yeah.
I guess there was no serious attempt out there by anyone to really get into it.
Speech and sound pack.
Someone needs to write Berserk though that supports it. Should be perfect.
Okay, I found another spreadsheet that Curtis and I worked on. So Adventures in Mythology. Okay, here's a spreadsheet we worked on a while ago. F-16 Assault has speech and sound effects. Froggy has speech. Gantlet has speech. Gold Runner 1 and 2 have speech. Gray Lady supposedly had something.
Oh.
Which was Terry Steen.
We just read that the other night.
Keys of the Wizard we looked at. Lunsford Mansion had speech. Magic of Xanth, we're not sure. Module Man had speech. Pegasus and Phantom Rider had speech. Pitfall 2 had music. The game Syzygy has supposedly something. So we'll take a look at Syzygy. We're not sure. But I have a question mark next to that Syzygy game. And Wild West is CoCo
did you just see that the Magic of Xanth has speech?
Yeah, it's on my list, CoCo 3
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a nice little adventure game. It's was made by obscure programmers, I would say.
We were not able to verify this.
Using the LucasArts engine, if I recall.
Okay.
And it's CoCo 3. You need to have 512 Ks. It runs on OS 9, and I guess you have to have a modified speech sound pack to make it work.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, if you ride the train, it makes noise, and I guess that's Interbank.
Okay. Yeah, we did F-16, Jason. We could do it again, and we can try the train too. But let's try the Syzygy thing.
The ZYZZYGY or something.
Something like that.
Or SY.
Shaft. Shaft.
All right.
Right here. Syzygy.
Syzygy.
We have a 1, we have a 10, and a 30. What do I do
Go
here?
30. Go big or go home.
Let's go 30. Go big or go home. That's it. I wonder if I had to load them in a certain order. Version written by... Okay, so it's version 3.0. Copyright 1984 by Spectral Associates. Press enter. The screen will become either red or blue. Press reset until it's red. Okay. Okay, press enter when it's that. It's talking. Is this one where we have to fight Darth Vader?
You can't go that way.
Can we type?
I
Is this the one that our VR guy did the video of?
Yeah, I think it is.
I'm in a dark room.
It's kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons.
You can't go that way. You.
It's Darth Vader. It's gonna get me. Would you like to try again?
The Force. You are dead.
The
Would
Force.
you
You are
like
dead.
to try again?
Yeah.
Inventory.
That might be the coolest thing I've seen all week.
The Darth
Yeah,
Vader.
that's pretty cool. I remember
Except for
playing
Nick's.
that game maybe
Waterfall
once
was
or
good.
twice. On my CoCo 2, I was like 11 years old.
Kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons with Phil Collins.
I don't know what the commands are. I didn't have the instructions back then. I guess there's a map you can look at maybe. It would make sense if there's a map. Have you tried typing map or M?
You
Have you
can't
tried
go
that?
that way.
Oh, cool.
Passage it as you wish.
A spasage suit is what it said. Spasage suit.
Hmm.
As you wish.
Right
I
on.
don't understand.
I have a spasage suit.
Maybe use suit? I don't know. Or maybe you wear it by default.
He's wearing it. He put it on and it wore it.
It has a drawer. Passage it as you wish.
That's pretty cool, actually.
It's empty.
Not bad.
Be cool if he said by
Not
your
bad.
command.
By your command. Ooh.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I
Okay, I can't write the back. I have to make wee wee. Like this little piggy. 3 little piggies.
Maybe we had to pull the bed sheet.
Uh-oh.
been shot by a laser. You are
Laser. Shot by
Would you
a
like to try
laser.
again?
Freaking laser.
Okay, how many games on the CoCo have actual blood? I think that's the only one.
This is one of them, and it's a slow dripping blood too.
That's
yeah.
pretty badass.
Yeah, I'd have to say. Oh, Ken Reichert says I like Lenny and Suzuki. Ken, Lenny and Suzuki. That's a good one, Ken. All right, so we found another game that supports speech and sound. That some of you took a while to get that one. Let's see if there was anything else in my little spreadsheet here. Oh, Christ.
I got it right away. It just took a moment for it to be funny.
It took a moment for it to be funny.
Yeah. I didn't
see.
catch it right away. It took me a while to figure out it was funny.
It's a freaking laser list. So I had a folder called lists, and this was speech sound pack compatible games in a Google spreadsheet we threw together a while ago. Yes. Okay. So the list that we had come up with, Curtis and I worked on this list back in 2016. So Adventures in Mythology is on the list, but we don't have any ticks in any of the boxes because I guess we couldn't find it or test it. F-16 we tested for speech and sound, but no music. We tested Froggy for speech, no music. Galagon was on the list, but it doesn't appear to do anything, at least the copies that we have. Gantlet does speech, but no sound. Gana Bwana, I can't get that. I couldn't get that to run. But we know Gana Bwana does speech and sound. So I'm just going to put those down as yes, yes. Those are 2 yeses. Gold Runner is speech. Gold Runner 2 is speech. So I have something listed on under Gray Lady. It says it worked with the Spectrum Project's SC01 voice pack. It may work with the speech sound cartridge. So that one we have a question mark next to. Keys of the Wizard, we did verify that one worked. That just basically did a narration. Lansford Mansion, which I don't have and I can't find, but supposedly that one does speech. Magic of Xanth for CoCo 3 does something, but I can't verify it. Module Man does speech. There's one down here now that's called Omniverse, and the notes I have was crashes my CoCo 3. I don't know if that was my note or Curtis's note. Pegasus we know does speech. Pitfall 2 does music. Space Wreck, I don't know. I don't have it. I can't verify it. So Syzygy, I'm going to put down as a yes. Syzygy does speech, but does not appear to do any sound. Interbank Incident does speech and sound, but no music. Maybe it does. I'll put a question mark for music. The Martian Crypt, I don't have that one. Treasure of the Aztecs is on the list. Vox Chess, it says might. Although, so is that a, I'll see, Wild Wild West, CoCo 3 only. Wizard's Castle. Wizard's Castle did Y for yes, right? All right, let's see if I can find Vox Chess on my list, on my CoCo SDC. All right, so Syzygy spoke. I wonder if our friend, I wonder if our friend Ben Drakes knows that, because he tested this probably on, like on VCC, and I don't think VCC supports the CoCo SDC. So the last one we want to check is Vox Chess to see if that does. If I even have that. I don't know if I have it. Varlock, Viper, Vortex, Vox Chess. All right, well, we're going to find out. A real time. Oh, just look at this. We have a lot of different choices here. A real talker, new Spectrum, no voice, old Spectrum voice pack, or compatible homemade pack. The voice by speech systems. Wow. We have a lot of choices.
But none of which.
None of them are the speech song. So I'm going to try a compatible homemade pack.
Let's go for it.
And then we'll just try that. That will play. Do you want white? No. It's taking you a while. My move. Okay. So I'm not sure what this would do. It's probably just going to say what it's... Okay, let's just go through the list. We'll try Real Talker. Let's see if any of these are compatible. Okay, that doesn't work. All right, let's try New Spectrum Voice Pack. Okay, New Spectrum Voice Pack does not seem to work. No voice synthesizer, that would probably work.
Yeah.
And then we tried D already. Let's try E, the voice by speech systems.
Didn't know there were that many choices out there.
So what do I want to do? I want to do A2. I don't know how this shit works.
Like A2 to A3.
To A3. There you go. All right, so yeah, there's no sound here. All right. All right, so Vox Chess supports just about any other speech cartridge other than Tandy.
That's a bizarre choice.
And I wonder if the Vox meant, you know, because they were focusing on this being a vocal game of chess.
Tandy did have the Vox box for a while for the Model 1.
The Vox box, that's funny. Sorry.
No, you're I've got one. I know it would plug into the printer port, and it would yeah, it was a printer port.
Would you with a Vox? Could you in a box? Interesting. So Vox Chess was on a list that we put together a couple of years ago when we went on this journey way back then. So sadly, I believe we've spent our wad on games that, at least the games that I've got available to me on my SD card, that have any ability to do speech or sound. There's a few more on the list. I have a feeling we're going to be just as underwhelmed by listening to them. It would have been nice if I could have played even Gana Bwana. Because Gana Bwana, even though it's one voice music, the notes are clean.
Can you get it real quick off the archive?
It's possible. I can try. I can try going for a Gana Bwana
and a Pitfall 2.
And a Pitfall 2 off the Color Computer Archive. I do not have a Vox in a box. I do not have Vox with my socks. I do not like Vox when I look at clocks. All right, so we're going to go to the Color Computer Archive.
I don't know. I still think it'd be cool if someone could release a sound card that was backwards compatible.
Yes. Discs, games. I'm going to go to G. Galagon. G, Ghosts, Ghost Gobbler. Of course, everything is zipped. When you have, you've got these large 135K files, we really have to zip them to save space.
Well, some of them do have multiple files in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the days when, and now that we live in a time of highly finite storage, I see the need to have to do this. Sorry, slight sarcasm implied. What am I looking for? It's not Super Pitfall. It's P Pitfall. Right? P for Pitfall.
Pitfall 2.
Pit. Pitfall D.
Duh.
Duh. P, paper.
Oh,
paper,
on parle de
pinball.
Pitfall 2.
Pitfall
Intéressant.
D. Oui, whatever you just said.
Interesting.
Oui. Oh, interesting.
Oh, it's because in Canada there was a commercial for the CoCo that aired in Quebec, I would assume.
Oh my God,
Which
that
is a French-
commercial was terrible. I couldn't understand half of what they were saying.
Oh, see, I was going to ask somebody who spoke French to translate.
Christ, where did it?
Yeah, I mean, where did they
Right.
find the guy the people speak there, the people sing? It's horrible. Horrible.
Give me the French Canadian accent, though, maybe through you.
Yeah, well, they have that, like the French Canadian accent of, the French Canadian equivalent of hillbillies.
We apologize to our listeners in Quebec. You're gonna start a war here. Don't talk like that.
Yeah. I guess
There are fine people in Quebec.
cheap singers, and maybe I don't know.
Okay, Bug Fix Rainbow, Gana Bwana disc. Okay. All right, I've got.
I got my CoCo 3 from a nice guy in Quebec.
Yeah. One thing that was really nice about the CoCo, and one of the reasons it was quite popular here, is that all the documentation was bilingual.
Yep.
And the quality was actually very good. So lots of kids who didn't speak English or who were not so fluent in English, they could start programming in BASIC with these books. I guess it helped.
The
Lots
books
of
were great.
guys and girls go in computer science. Other computers didn't have bilingual manuals. Like if you bought a Commodore, you were stuck with the English books. And by the way, the Commodore manuals were not very good. They didn't have that detailed and step-by-step programming courses that we got with the CoCo. So in terms of teaching how to program, the CoCo was really a superior product.
It was, yeah. They really wanted to encourage people to learn how to code.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do most things in BASIC without having to enter one page of data or to poke your way around.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the French documentation was available for the CoCo.
Oh yeah, and it was good.
Yeah.
They did a pretty good job. I don't know if it was translated in other languages. I would be interested in knowing what they got in Europe.
Yeah, that would be a good. Well, the French translation was there, so the French could have used the same. Whoever translated the French, that was for Quebec and France and any other.
It's possible, but you'd be surprised. Sometimes in France they get the untranslated software, and in Canada we get bilingual versions. It's really weird. It's not very consistent.
Okay, I've just got a few more versions off the archive, so we'll take a look at that. Okay, so the first one we're going to try is Gana Bwana, and I've got two different versions of I've actually got a couple different versions, including the original Star Bass, which may not work. This looks very familiar. This looks like almost the same three versions I have on my other folder. Okay, and this one just crapped out. Okay, so that one.
This is off the archive.
Yeah, this is off the archive.
Oh.
Yep. These might be ones that were patched for the CoCo 3, and because I'm trying to play them on a CoCo 2, they're just not working. This one's doing nothing. All right, so this is almost like deja vu all over again.
Yeah.
But we'll try option number 3, and then I've got two different versions of Pitfall 2. Pitfall 2 is the one that really showcases the music.
Yes. I wish more games would have done that.
Okay, new boot bass. That sounds from this syntax error. Okay. So these three discs are almost probably the same ones I have in my other folder, and none of them are working here, but one of them might work on a CoCo 3, which I'm not running right now. So now let's try Pitfall 2. Son of a bitch. All right, so there's something to do with the file names are too big. This is a problem with this. Trying to the frickin' archive, everything is like 9,000 character long file names that, you got to rename everything. You got to unzip it and then rename it to an 8.3 file name to work on your CoCo, because what the frickin' archive has we can't use.
Have you got any other DOS loaded into your SDC? Because it's a DOS incompatibility problem.
Oh, is that what
Yeah,
it is?
yeah. Gana Bwana and Pitfall 2 won't run under the SDC DOS.
Oh, Pitfall 2 either.
Oh, is that what it is? It's a DOS incompatibility?
Yeah, because it doesn't work on mine until because I've got standard RS-DOS also installed in one of the flash ROMs, and I jump to that and then it works.
But how the hell do I get to standard DOS?
You have to burn or write the other DOS. So you got 8 banks of flash RAM.
I think it comes with it in slot 1 already, doesn't it? I read the manual.
Run at 1.
Well, we can try that.
See if you've got one already in there.
But then how does that standard DOS access the frickin' SD card?
Well, what you do is you go to that disk, like you've done there, press break, so that disk is mounted. Then you can run the other DOS because it keeps it then. So what DOS is that running now?
This is still SDC.
Oh, yeah. May not work.
Yeah, it's corrupted text, you can see.
Okay,
this
so
is
what
good
I need
to know.
to do
I've never...
Yeah, it's just...
I think the STC manual said the STC comes preloaded with the standard DOS in Bank 1.
Yeah, so select your game.
Okay, so for example, Pitfall 2.
Yeah, and just hit break.
Do I need to...
No. If you do a dir...
Screwed up.
Oh.
No.
No, you ran it. No, don't run it yet.
Okay, I realized that. Okay, hold on. All right, let's try this again. Pitfall 2. Pitfall
Just hit
2.
break.
Now you want me to hit break.
Now, if you do a dir, that should be in drive 0, right? Now do a run at 1. If you have another DOS, it'll jump to that.
At 1.
If you at the
at
symbol,
1.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now do a dir. You've still got Pitfall. Now run Pitfall 2.
You learned.
We've all learned something valuable today.
Nick Marentis. Not only do you make excellent knockoff software, but you also provide valuable information.
Just a pretty face.
Testing memory. All right. So let's see what happens here. Loading program. So games that don't work, I can try this.
Yeah, some games aren't compatible with the SDC.
Nah, this is still saying loading.
No, there it is.
Thank you, Nick. This is great to know.
Thank you. You're too kind. There we go. This is the quintessential game for the speech sound pack. This is the only game that used proper music.
Why didn't more games do this?
That's okay. Well, it's music while you play. Wow. That's...
Yeah.
It's like super looks.
Steve York.
Not bad.
I heard there's a way to get over them, but I don't know if that's true.
There is. I did it once on accident without even realizing it.
And then your game's done, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Could you go to the right instead of...
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you can. Then you have to play the whole game. That's the hack to get to the finish line.
Oh, there's goal.
Yeah. But see, this game here, to me, again, I don't understand the hardware side and the programming side, but when I saw this game, I was blown away by, you have a full screen game that scrolls, you have all these features. When I first saw Super Pitfall, and it was on a little tiny window on the screen, it wasn't full screen, it was a small screen, and it was slower than this. I was underwhelmed when I first saw it, but I didn't understand what it took to move that data around on the screen. I didn't understand it's a 32K screen, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So,
I want to bring the music down a little bit, Steve. It's drowning out your voice.
We barely hear you.
Hold on. Testies
Minor
1, 2.
key.
Testies
See, that
1,
was
2.
cool.
Can you hear me now?
That's better.
Yeah.
That
what I was saying
monkey
was,
has drunk too much coffee, I think.
yeah, this is the goal.
Actually, I think it's a
here.
cat.
When you start off, you are right above the finish
don't
line.
know.
That monkey is like, yeah. What I was saying was, I compared this version of Pitfall to the Super Pitfall for the CoCo 3, and at the time I was a little underwhelmed because it was a smaller screen that seemed slower. And I was like, why could you make one game that's full screen and fast, and this game is a small screen and slow? I just didn't understand it. And so I was a little bit like not impressed when I first saw it, but I didn't understand everything that's needed to make a CoCo 3 do what it does.
It's still it's a little sluggish and a little unresponsive to it. It makes the CoCo 3 game makes it less enjoyable.
Well, also, if you turn off the music, though, Steve Bjork says if you turn off the music, it's like 25% faster.
Oh.
Because on the CoCo 3, he's using the CPU to make the music. It's not a chip. Damn this freaking thing. But what is good about this game here is this is the quintessential game for using music, 3-voice music.
Yeah.
On the speech sound pack, and to our knowledge, it's the only commercial assembly language game that did that.
Why?
until Waterfall.
Yes, Waterfall saved the day.
That white guy can't jump.
White guy can't jump.
They should make a movie about that.
Yeah,
I resemble that remark. Yeah.
That would be very original.
Yeah, I mean, I was really overwhelmed with this
Yes.
game. Just on how big it was. Full screen, scrolling and animation. The background music. This to me was like one of the best, most perfect games I'd ever seen.
Oh.
I just jumped over him that time. About frickin' time.
I saw a speech that David Crane did about Pitfall, and he talked about how he, every screen is different. There's like 256 different screens.
Right.
And he talked about this mathematical equation that he used that could generate these values. And, if a certain bit was set, then it had trees in the background.
Yeah.
If that bit wasn't set, then there weren't trees. If a certain bit was set, there'd be a trapdoor, with a ladder, or a trapdoor without a ladder, or an item. And,
Right, a bit mask.
That makes sense because otherwise you just fill up all the RAM.
Right.
Is this the one that has the balloon that plays the circus song when you fall? I love that part. I used to love getting that part.
Right, because when you go to a screen, if you go back to back a screen, the same screen has to come back. So every screen is generated based on that equation, and that's how you can fit 256 different screens in
Get a little float over your head.
Because each screen was 1 byte.
How
and you had
many
8 different bits turned on?
How many screens are there in Dragon Slayer? I'm just wondering, just comparing,
Dragon Slayer.
Oh.
Yeah?
Well, that was a...
Dragon Slayer had about, 16?
No, more than that. I'm pretty sure. I'll try to find it. Just comparing the how large these games are.
Dragon's Lair, that was an animated game though.
No, Dragon Slayer.
Oh, Dragon Slayer. Oh, okay. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Kind of an adventure game. You can carry only one object at a time. You have to plan your moves. It's multi. It's got I don't know, maybe 100 of screens. Of course, you're not allowed to make any mistake.
And luckily, you don't die when you fall. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, legs of steel.
160 screens, Curtis Boyle is saying.
Which game?
The Dragon Slayer is saying.
116?
160.
60. Oh, well, that's a lot. I really like this game. The only thing, I feel the graphics, if the graphics had been just a little bit more, more detailed, the game would have been a huge success.
Which game?
Dragon Slayer.
Oh.
The main character looks like McNugget.
Yeah.
McNugget.
He looks like one of the the hamburger.
Oh yeah, the hamburger thief. Yeah, but otherwise the game was actually very good and very complex.
The level designs were pretty good. So Curtis says there's 16 per level and there was 10 levels, if he remembers correctly. Curtis, you remember having a mullet? There's a lot of screens on this frickin'
Yep.
game. Oh, these are the ones where you could fly up, and if you got too high, the balloon would pop and you'd fall down.
Yeah.
Are there different musics depending on where you are? Have you been far enough?
The background music is about the same.
The balloon has different music.
The balloon has different music, as like circus music when you're flying the balloon. And then, since I've never won the game, I don't know if there's a victory song.
I noticed death music's a minor key. There's good music composition.
Death music is a minor key version of that. Okay.
What sound has StevieStrow never seen? The victory sound of a video game.
Well, I would say I haven't finished so many games on the CoCo. I wasn't a very good player, so I feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, this game is so huge in its scale, at least seemingly.
I finished Trek Bauer.
Trek Bauer? The Star Trek game? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Trek Bauer.
Is it Dutch?
I have no idea. The only thing I know about Dutch is the Dutch oven. New gold bar that I haven't gotten yet. Oh, frogs. Oh, I'm at the bottom. There's a bottom, apparently.
Yeah, this is where you find the pen, the socks, and all the little things you lost.
Yeah. Everything that your couch consumes. Okay, so that's probably that lower platform where you would get on the balloon to get back up. Where the hell am I going? There are so many levels to this game.
Yeah.
And for the most part, the background music never stops. Wonder, can I hit M to turn it off? No. Yeah, you can hit M to turn off the music. I just realized that. I never knew that. Okay, so this is the beginning of the game. Now the question is, why am I floating up? Does he automatically float up? Do you have no choice but to float up when you're in water?
Can you stay underwater like forever, or does?
Yeah, you don't drown.
Okay, so you have legs of steel and radioactive lungs or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Is there an outlet for the electric eel?
I don't know.
Oh, so you're kind of stuck down here.
I'm not sure.
No, there's got to be a way out.
There might be.
I don't think
Curtis,
that you get stuck.
There might be.
Maybe there's a button somewhere to call a Uber.
Oh, bring you back to your last checkpoint.
Yeah, if I'm stuck down here, I'm gonna have to get killed. Yeah.
No, you reach that ladder.
No, listen. No, you can. Okay. Okay. Oh, you son of a biscuit.
I don't think he's worth getting over anyways.
Shoot. And there's nothing I can do to speed this process up. This was the painful part.
Yeah.
You get 9,000 miles and you have to take the walk of shame all the way
Right.
back. It's like, dude, just
Just
take me back, bro.
3 miles.
Take me back, bro.
Walking a mile, walking a mile.
Shame.
Do you have like infinite lives or?
Yes, I think you do, because what happens is every time you die, you lose some of your points. I don't know if there's a timer.
Well, as you go back to your checkpoint, the score, drops.
You lose, you lose.
Yeah, when I was a
back.
kid, all my games had a timer. It was my mom yelling at me to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Son of a biscuit. Get over here. You could steer him a little bit and eventually get a platform. One more. Boom. Oh, I hate you, scorpions. I cleared them. Hey, I'm at those apples. Ooh, a checkpoint over here. I have no idea where the hell I am. Okay. I think if I wait long enough, there's the balloon. Now we have the circus music. And you can get pretty high. Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, you jinxed it. You jinxed it. Now go back to the bottom.
Yeah, son of a
Here's where you might want to just get electrocuted.
Yeah, because that's my spot right here. Shock it to me, baby.
Maybe there's a hacked version somewhere, like RoboCop. You can start with the machine gun and every level you want. Oh God.
Right.
This brings me back to the days when I didn't know you, Steve, and I just watched your videos and I'd be home, no!
I try to keep over platforms now. Just in case.
You can accelerate and decelerate. And if you go all the way to the top, you're gonna pop your balloon anyways.
If you reach
want
a
to pop it and
forest,
get onto a ledge.
If you reach a forest, you'll have kitten throwing stuff at you. Oops, that's another game.
Yeah. There's the girl.
Ooh,
Son of a bitch.
Oh boy.
No soup for you.
No soup for you. Very, very bad.
No soup 1 year.
Wow. Wow. The horror, the agony. All right. Well, I think when it comes to showing off what was available on the speech sound pack, I think we've done a reasonably good job.
This is the game.
This is the game. Now I'm gonna try Gana Bwana too. Now that I know the hack that Nick Marentes has showed us, you want to try Gana Bwana too?
Yeah.
Okay. That one has music and speech. So we're gonna try that right now. Gana Bwana. I did not know you could do that little hacky thing.
That's cool.
That's actually pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to hit break and type dir. It's still here. Now I type in run
at 1. Yep.
That loads a different ROM bank.
Run star.
And now I have run star. Wow. Dude, I never knew something. Nick Marentes taught me something today. There we go. Gana Bwana by Steve Bjork loading. Use fire button to start game, clear to reset high scores, or enter to change options. So the normal music would sound exactly the same. The only difference is this is cleaner. So if you didn't have the speech sound pack, the music would sound the same. However, it wouldn't be playing in the background. So you notice that the music was playing while the colors were flashing on and off like that. Your time is up. You heard Gana Bwana's Hall of Fame. All right. So I'm going to turn up the volume just a little bit here. This was technically the first game to take advantage of the speech sound pack that Tandy released. Gana Bwana. Pitfall 2 being the second one, and then everything else was done with third-party stuff. So you have to get all the map pieces before you run out of time. You got to build that picture of the map up there. And that actually shows you what your next level is going to look like, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to look out for the turbulence and the sharks in the water.
What are the little dots representing?
Turbulence.
Like turbulence, like a
whirlpool, rapid
whirlpool or something like that.
Sorry?
Rough water.
The things you catch, like floating coins.
If you squint your eyes and use your imagination, it looks just like a whirlpool. Oh. I mean, you only got so many pixels. You know what are you gonna do?
Actually, does it hurt you if you hit?
I guess it's supposed to be like white water, like roaring water.
One more dot is all you need, and guess what?
We out of time. Almost out of time.
Completed. What next?
What next?
Oh, so that was some kind of a clone of Congo Bongo, right?
Yeah.
To me, it seems like, and Steve Bjork says it was
inspired by, but
inspired by, yeah. But when I mentioned this on Facebook, Mark Siegel says, "No, this was the original game. It was my idea. I told Steve to make it." So.
I remember playing that game at a hardware store. They had 2 arcade machines. They had this game and Quest for Tire, which was quite fun too. This one was the Congo Bongo was very difficult because of the isometric view.
Okay, this one we have to avoid the bouncing boulders. At some point in time, I think you can pick up a bow and arrow. So you have a guy who's shooting at you now. You have boulders. At some point in time, you do get a bow and arrow.
Yes.
Where you can shoot back.
Soccer, they're doing it wrong. feels like Zaxxon.
Yeah. They got you. Yeah, it's definitely isometric. It's just like Congo Bongo was too. Congo Bongo used the same hardware as Zaxxon with that.
Yeah.
There's the.
I wouldn't doubt
right
some of Steve's Zaxxon code is in here.
Oh, most probably it's the same angle on the screen.
Yeah, it's identical. Next time Steve visits, we'll have to.
Damn it! I fell in a hole.
What did you just catch before falling? Was it like
bow and arrow?
Bow and arrow. Bow and arrow.
Oh. No.
There you go, Hugo. I put your name in
No.
there. All right, so I was doing pretty good. We'll try it again.
Well, at least I'm not at the bottom of this.
You're not at the bottom, no.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was the first game ever to take advantage of the speech sound patch. First commercial game. Obviously, since Tandy released the speech sound cartridge, they had dibs on the first games to take advantage of it. This was a product that was underutilized for a variety of reasons. The cost of this, I believe this retailed for about $99 just for the cartridge. It also required a multi-pack interface. So it was
and the multi-pack was not even present in the my local Radio Shack. You had to know what you were doing and order it from a catalog.
You could get wide cables, I remember, as well. That would split the cartridge port into two.
Poor man's multi-pack.
I've always wondered how much it would have cost to have just two simple oscillators on the CoCo. Not a complex music chip, but just two oscillators, like a 555 chip, that you can start and stop.
Okay. Was this the one I haven't not been able to pass yet? And for the record, I have gotten past level 3 multiple times. Level 1, I should say. I've gotten past level 1. Son of a bitch. This deluxe joystick sucks. I'm blaming it on the joystick. 30-year-old hardware.
And an even older operator.
Okay, now Curtis had a comment about the white.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to read his
You had
comment.
to make sure whoever controllers were fully address decoded or it caused problems.
God damn it.
Game over. Enter your name.
Woohoo!
Nick Moroda. Nick Moroda.
You have to put it on there 3 times.
Yeah. How did you get a higher score than Hugo? That level 3 is kind of a bitch for me right now, I'm not going to lie. And I'm blaming it on this frickin' deluxe crap stick I'm using right now. What would cause a composite out to make the blues look green and not blue? Is there something that needs to be adjusted with a frickin' capacitor or something? I don't understand this electronic stuff.
What kind of monitor? What kind of monitor are you using? Is that
I'm using an analog TV tuner to capture the signal.
Is there a tint control on that TV?
It's called Hue.
Or Hue?
No, this is going through my capture. Yeah, it's all software based. I've adjusted the hue to get the blues.
Usually you have like 3 little dials at the back or either back or front.
Are you seeing green on the TV itself?
It's not a TV. I'm running this through an analog capture on my computer.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. I thought you were doing it through a real monitor.
No.
Never saw it like.
Well, I thought you had a real monitor there.
No, I'm doing it all through.
Well, you know your buff looks buffer than buff.
Oh yeah, it's more buffer. It's more bufferer.
Bufferer, exactly.
It's more bufferer. I can't even get past level 1 now. Now I'm playing like I usually do. Okay. You're not in the top 10
Hey, it's not
scores,
even
loser.
grammatically correct.
Alright, we're going to try this one more time. I got to see if I can make it past the boulders. But at this point, I think we've played everything worth playing that took advantage of the Tandy speech and sound cartridge.
Okay, I'm going to drop off, guys. It's lunchtime.
All right, Nick.
Okay, then.
All right.
No
Nick.
worries.
Have some Vegemite.
Yep.
Have a nice Vegemite sandwich.
That's right. See you, Nick. Okay, bye.
See you, Nick.
Crikey.
Crikey. Nick's having Vegemite.
I have to drop 2. It was a pleasure for the ears, I guess. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
See you next
Sounds
time.
are
Bye.
Amazing.
Have a good evening, Hugo.
Take care, Hugo. Crikey, we're scaring them all away. All right. If I die again on the boulder round, we're done.
He'll start saying good nights now.
Does the capture card have any sort of like adjustment settings?
Yeah, I have. I've adjusted. It's not called tint. It's called hue, and I've adjusted the hue as much as it'll adjust to get it to this level here. It can get worse. It can go like purple, but I can't get it to go blue.
Yeah.
So the closest to blue I can get is like teal. An interesting sound it makes when you pick up the map piece. I guess that's supposed to sound like paper being ripped or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where did he go? He's off the screen. Bad guy's off the screen. It took a little getting used to figure this crap out. Which angles you can jump and how far you can clear and stuff like that. Remember this game being somewhat challenging.
Yeah, you can jump at an angle. You can jump at an angle.
Okay, this round is just freaking hard. This a-hole here is shooting at me. Freaking a-hole. God damn it, I walked right into it too. I was trying to pull back. It just doesn't move fast enough.
Yeah, I think you got walking into bullets down. I think the biggest challenge in this game is the player's own ignorance. I think your own desire to do stupid things outweighs the AI's powers. Nah, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna run out of freaking time before I get to the map. I know I'm almost out of time, speech sound pack. Thanks for reminding me. God damn it. Was that the speech sound pack talking to you or Stephen Hawking?
Damn it. Now that time the freaking clock. Alright. Alright. So there we have it. We did a nice little playthrough of and I'm the lowest scoring one on here now too. All right, so Nick Marotta was the high scorer of the day. Then comes Hugo. Then comes me. All right. Well, for whatever reason, I thought there was more games. There's a few more out there, I'm sure. Hopefully, I can find a few more games and do a complete showcase of the Tandy speech and sound pack. I mean, it's a real clean sounding tone on that thing too, you know.
Yeah, it is. And I think
very clean.
I think that it just suffered from the fact that you had to have the multi-pack and the investment in the sound card. So if you add those together, if you're sitting at home with a CoCo and you're like, gee, I want speech and the better sound cartridge. So you're looking at what?
Roger,
what was it? $2.99 for a multi-pack back in the day?
I don't remember. I think
it was around $1.99.
I know those catalogs are online, but
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember.
But still, you're looking at a pretty sizable investment to get into speed.
Yeah. Well, I had it back in the day as a kid. I had a part-time job that I was saving so all this stuff I bought with my own money. But yeah, I know it was a lot. And I mean, I had a CoCo for 6, 7 years, so it was a slow build to get all the pieces of the pie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up with a multi-pack and with the speech sound cartridge and with the Orchestra 90, which for me, all I could do was play frickin' William Tell on it because I didn't know how to get anything else for the Orchestra 90. I had that. I had the floppy drive. So yeah, then my MPI was full. So I had the floppy controller, or let me see. So floppy controller was one, speech sound pack,
RS-230,
MPI. That's three. No, I didn't have RS-2. So I had at least three things. Hey, iBoss or A Boss. So yeah, I had at least three things in my MPI. Yeah, so it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
The stuff we had back then.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I would like to see somebody make a clone of this cartridge, though, that is backwards compatible with the existing games, but maybe has some new features, like a better speech mode you could unlock that's more human.
That'd be awesome.
Or more flexible, Or wouldn't that be kind of cool if there was just a generic speech sound pack, but you could like send a poke to it and change the voice, where instead of it being the Cylon voice, you could make it one of like 6 different voices, and you poke that in before you start your games, and then boom, you can change the voice. That would be kind of cool. Again, I don't know.
You mean with like a more modern voice?
Just a better. We're doing okay.
Good.
A boss, like a better synthesizer. So a synthesizer that has different voice patterns, like male, female, different pitches, young and old voices. If let's just say there was like 16 different options in that sound chip, and you just poked one of those values into something to change the voice on the sound chip before you loaded the game, and then the same game would just sound different than the same voice we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
Or enhanced games could change that value into different voices
Yeah, new software could write directly to the chip, but in the meantime, kind of like what we're doing now with the palette hacks, where we can hack the palettes of old games to make them look nicer. We could maybe do some sound hacks and change the voice, or maybe even change the instruments. Because the one downside to this is it had 3 voices, but they were all the same instrument. So what if we could change the instruments to these voices and make those sound different? That would be kind of cool too, right? So
and while you're at it, more voices.
But ideally it would be completely backwards compatible. So the existing library with dozens of games, that 2 of them actually had music, would be supported, but new features could be unlocked with better sound, better voice. I don't know. It's a pipe dream, but it would be kind of cool to have a super speech sound cartridge made today.
Well, it'd be a good baseline to start from, because we're going to end up with like all these incompatible cards, right? It'd be nice to have.
Well, this one, that's what I said. If it's backwards compatible, it's got built-in software support for it. You've already got things out of the box that will run. So
it'd be really
it'd be the best of both worlds. You run all your old software, and then you have some new features. I don't know. So just pipe dream in here.
I'd like to see someone, just like really dive into it and get to know the guts of it really well and program it properly, write some decent software, because they made the hardware and they made some cheap software to read words, and that's mostly all that ever got used. But I think if someone actually studied the card and figured out all the ins and outs,
so somebody like Simon Jonason who can beat up on the hardware,
precisely, especially abusing the hardware in ways unintended, to see what happens and what you can get out of it.
Yeah, somebody could really beat up this chip and really make it sound better than anybody thought it could ever sound.
Well, if you program by allophones, then you can make all kinds of different sounds, and it's not just like the.
Right, but do you have like just flat allophones, or can you change the pitch?
I have no idea. Because I know Hugo mentioned this thing. I'm not sure, but I guess people do this. He said he mentioned he read the manual. I don't usually do things like that, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, the FM. Yeah, he read the FM.
RTFM, right? Read the fine
manual.
So, read the fine manual. Yes. So, yeah, that would be cool. That's a good point there, John Lowry.
Is that manual on the archive?
I'm sure it is. I've got a hard copy.
I think it's in Google too. You can find it.
Yeah, I think it's on the archive, but I've got a hard copy of it too. I'm that this was on my wish list when I got back into collecting the CoCo. I wanted a speech sound pack, and I don't know why. When I bought it, I was so excited to get it because I figured there'd be so many things I could do with it. And then I'm like, gosh, now that I have the entire collection of CoCo software, there's like a dozen games that use it, and only 2 of them used it well. 3, F-16. The 2 Steve Bjork games, and then everything else is through lame speech, kind of crowbarred in.
The Gold Runner was okay.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I tell you what, the one game that would be a perfect use for this would be frickin' Berserk, because that was the voice of intruder alert, stop the intruder. Even that one changed the pitch, but this voice would be perfect for
maybe
Berserk.
that could be Nick Marenti's next side project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found the manual and the service manual as well.
Okay.
Which would probably, you might find some interesting stuff in the service manual.
Okay. Yeah, you just have to recreate the programming interface and existing software would work.
What I'd like to be able to do, I got to figure out the audio glitch on my PC or my CoCo that's got the CoCo VGA. If I can get my speech sound cartridge to work on my CoCo VGA thing, we could play some of these games and have them look better, because I'm just not real happy with this output. It's fairly clean, but the colors are off. The CoCo VGA was just so pristine, I'm kind of spoiled by it, So I'll keep figuring out that part, how I can get the speech sound cartridge to work on my TDP 100 with the CoCo VGA with all of its audio hacks that have been done to that thing over the years.
Oh, and this upgraded card would work on CoCo 3 at double speed too.
The new one. Yeah, that would be cool, right? Right. Best of both worlds and offering new worlds too, old and new. All right, I'm gonna press the button. We're gonna end the stream. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
All right, so these have been very spontaneous past couple nights. Just we started by having a conversation and hey, let's go ahead and do this live. So these have been some spontaneous things. Hopefully more spontaneity will strike again. And if somebody has a suggestion of something they'd like to see us show or do or talk about on the CoCo, send a message over to StevieStrow or go to the CoCo Talk page or send me a message on the Facebook group, wherever you are. Hopefully you can find us. Or just look for Nick Marotta, wherever Nick Marottas are sold.
All fine retailers everywhere.
Yes. And anyways, that's it, guys. We'll see you next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Pressing the button in 3, Mississippi.